Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Myths, One Lie, the game show in the form of a podcast all about myths, urban legends, conspiracies, all of the things that we don't fully understand. I'm your host, Anthony Manella, and the way that the game works is I'm going to tell 3 stories, 2 of which are from people who claim that these things are true, and 1 that is completely made up. It is up to my guests and everyone at home to try and figure out which story is the lie. Today's first guest is a film festival legend and the king of low-budget films, Seth Colon.
I thought you said this one was a good thing.
It is a good thing.
That is very good.
He's a legend.
Seth keeps getting into a bunch of film festivals, and I just wanted to take a second to congratulate him. Today's second guest still thinks that the year is 2020, Austin Murphy.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
True.
I mean, it feels like it.
He's literally gotten it wrong like 3 times in the last week alone, and it's been hilarious.
Yeah, it's been brutal. It started with Zach. I texted Zach, and I was like, new Pokemon game comes out in a year and 3 months. That's crazy, man. Why are they giving us all this info? And he was like, dude, it's actually in 3 months. I was like, that would mean it's 2021. And that was the calendar.
And today's third guest is a 7-Eleven pizza stan, my brother, Christopher Manella.
Yeah,
You really like the pizza there?
it's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm kind of shocked to hear that.
Does it taste like Domino's
Have you
pizza?
had it?
No,
It's
I've
actually
never
good.
had it.
Pizza Hut pizza, I mean Pizza Hut pizza.
It's kind of like in its own realm. It almost reminds me of like pizza when I was like in first grade eating the school pizza, and it was really good.
I'll try it.
So it's kind of nostalgic.
It's really not that bad.
The cookies there are good.
Yeah, and
I think their donuts are really good too.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything there is amazing.
Are we just 7-Eleven stands?
I think we are. I love 7-Eleven.
Sponsored by 7-Eleven this time.
Before we get into today's topic, we have to take a quick little break. We'll be right back. Do you know why your free trials renew without consent? It's a business scam. It's greedy companies just trying to take your money. Don't let companies do that. Download today's sponsor, Truebill, and take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is a new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, want, or that you just simply forgot about. I'm not even joking. On average, people save up to $720 a year using Truebill. That's a lot of money that can actually be put to use instead of getting completely wasted. Because companies make subscriptions super hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. All you have to do is link your account, and Truebill will cancel your subscriptions in just 1 tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions, so you don't have to. I personally love Truebill. I wish I knew about it earlier because I was paying for things that I didn't even know what they were. Truebill has over 2 million users, and in total, it saves them over $100 million. One customer named Matthew B says, in a matter of seconds, I saved $660 for the year on my direct TV bill, saved $120 for the year on my Sirius XM bill, saved $840 a year on my car insurance. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/culter. Go right now at truebill.com/culter. It could save you thousands a year. truebill.com/culter. Thank you to Truebill for sponsoring today's episode. And we are back. Okay, guys, before we get into today's topic, before we started recording, literally all 3 of them just pulled wigs out of nowhere and put them on their heads, and I have no idea why.
What is he talking about?
Yeah, I have no idea.
What wig?
You mean our hair?
You know, all right, you know what? I won't question it. Guys, today's topic is really, really fun. You could kind of boil all 3 of these stories down into being kind of a ghost story, demon story episode, but every single story today was submitted by a viewer.
Wow.
They are all
People
fan-submitted.
watch this?
They are all fan-submitted stories, including the fake one. And
Including the fake one?
yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Everything is fan submitted. So what we're gonna do is, you know, you guys have played many times. You've won many times. You've lost many times. But can my viewers fool you guys?
Probably.
Let's find out. This is a really fun one, and
I'm
thank
so
you.
excited.
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys to everyone who submitted. There were a lot of stories that we didn't include in this episode that we might use for future episodes, so keep sending them in. And I will credit everybody at the end of the episode, but I'm not going to say anything just yet. Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Story number 1. So, this story takes place many years ago. This is told by someone who's much older now, but at the time when this happened, her and her friends were in 5th grade. So it's her, 3 other friends, and they went out for the playground one day. It's May. They're playing. The playground is in like the back corner near a fence, and it's on a blacktop. And there's a set of stairs that leads up by the school. On the other side of the stairs, however, there's an old rusty door. Now, this school is about 60 years old, and it looks like that door has never been opened. And this girl and her friends have always been super curious about this door. So one day, they say, hey, we're going into 6th grade next year. We're moving up to the next school. This is our last chance to go and see what's in that door. So let's go find out. So they go over to the door, and the door has a little bent corner. The bent corner allows you to peek in just a little bit. However, it's pitch black in there. They can't see anything. So they make a plan that the next day, they're gonna bring a flashlight to recess with them. And they're gonna peek in this door. So that's what they do. The next day rolls around. One of the girls chickens out. She decides that she doesn't want to see what's in that door. Seth seems very upset.
Yeah. You're in the story. Do it.
Yeah, he's got a point.
The other 3 girls decide to go on. So the one girl chickens out, like we said. The other 3 girls, they go up to the door. They take the flashlight. Now, only one person can really look in at a time. First girl takes the flashlight, turns it on, peeks into the little crack, and she drops the flashlight and runs. The other 2 girls look at each other confused, and they're like, what did she see? So, our main character here, she picks up the flashlight, and she peeks in. And at first, she sees a doll laying down on the floor in the room. But upon further investigation, she sees this dark, shadowy figure walking over to the doll. And it's getting closer and closer to it. Our main character turns to the other girl, horrified, and just mouths the words, run. And they sprint away. The next year, the school shut down. Unrelated or related, we don't know. But the entire school was closed the very next year. And that is the end.
For a year? Or
it was
completely closed down?
Closed permanently.
Oh, wow.
And that is the end of story number 1. I'm going to give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
Who's watching these kids?
Yeah, who's
Right?
watching these kids? There's a man living in like the the school with his doll.
Yep.
And then they find out and they're like, you know what? Let's just close it down. Let's give up.
You know, I'm trying to listen to it and, you know, find some holes in it. Couldn't find any too easily. You know, it takes place in recess,
Yeah.
5th grade. And the other thing I was thinking of is like what Seth said. It's kind of actually just like, we don't honestly know if it's a person or not, but I guess it has to be a person because, you know, these demons shouldn't exist. But if it is a person, it's just a person living in the school.
You think it's like a squatter?
That's what it makes. That was the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's also a very poor choice by the squatter. I mean, like, that's like daily, there's going to be like 300 people passing through.
Yeah,
Not
right.
like 3 or 4 people. This is 300. All these kids that are going to tattle them, they're going to, you know.
Makes a great point.
Now, what I'll say is that while it totally does make the most sense for it to be a squatter, they were shining a flashlight and they couldn't see features. Like, they just saw like a dark, shadowy thing. So.
So it was a squatter dressed up in a black morph suit.
Right.
Photoshop color overlay. Turned all the way up.
Any other thoughts?
It was kind of just really short and quick.
It was,
It was good.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
for that one girl that chickened out.
Yeah, they really just, why did she even have a spot?
Yeah, it's not like you're going in there, you're just looking.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna chicken out of, like, just looking.
Like, don't even include her in the story then.
Yeah, right?
Wasn't
3
the door
girls.
locked?
Yeah, it's rusted shut.
What were they even afraid of? Was it going to fuse through the door?
I mean, if it's a ghost, I guess you never really know.
And they didn't tell their teacher either. I mean, there's supposedly a man or creature.
They never spoke about what they saw to anyone.
They were probably scared
Except
of...
you?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess they sent it in to me, so.
They were probably scared of getting in trouble. That's why they didn't tell the teacher.
But they're going to send it in to
Yeah, and
Truman's
also,
They're not in
Why?
school anymore.
how would
Thank
it
you.
also been closed down? I mean, Anthony did say this, but like he said, whether it was because of the incident or not, it was closed down. But like it definitely wasn't because of the incident, because they didn't tell anybody, unless it was a different incident. But it wasn't because of that incident.
Unless someone else found out. I have
Yeah.
no idea. Yeah, I'm just going by what was the information that was sent to me. As far as the story goes, that was just how it ended. Was
Yeah.
that the next year that the school was completely closed down? I don't know. whether it's because of that incident or not.
For asbestos, it's unrelated to the
Regardless, I think it's kind of a cool story. All of these stories today are on the shorter side. I think, in my opinion, that makes the stories that were sent in slightly more believable, because when you read these stories and there's like all these freaking details, you know, it kind of like throws things off. But I also, True Myths Online listeners are truthful. Let's be real. They're sending in real stories.
Oh, I think they're lying through their teeth.
If it was sent to you on the internet, they couldn't have lied. You're
There's
not
no
allowed,
way they lied.
you're not allowed to lie on the internet.
Right.
Like, our hair is real.
Yeah.
And we are on the internet, so.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the next story?
Let's do it.
Story number 2. So once again, this was written by someone who's older, who said that this happened to them when they were 7 years old. This kid and the kid's parents just move in to a brand new house. Now, ever since moving into this house, the family has been experiencing some very, very strange things that they never experienced prior. A lot of just really, really weird bad luck. They kept like breaking bones, needing surgeries, getting very, very sick, sudden panic attacks, all of these things that weren't happening prior to this home. Things escalated one day. So this kid was with a bunch of their extended family, and they're all hanging out in the living room, this person playing on their iPad, and then the iPad dies. So they're like, okay, I have to go upstairs and get my charger. The kid stands up to get the charger, and he has this really bizarre feeling come over his whole body. And he has this his gut is telling him, do not go upstairs. So they're worried. They look around and they say to their whole family, hey, can anyone come upstairs with me while I get my iPad charger? And the family's kind of like, it's just right upstairs. It's like, it's your house. This is a charger. Go get it. No one wants to go with the kid. So the kid goes up by himself. When he reaches the top of the stairs, everything around them goes dark. Just this complete black. It's as if every single light was getting turned off. They feel super cold. This chill runs through their entire body. And they look over to their right and they see this shadowy figure of a man. It's as tall as the ceiling, and they can't make out any features. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, nothing. Super freaked out, they freeze there for a moment. They finally run downstairs, screaming, there's someone in the house. The kid's cousin goes up with them, and they look around and they don't see anybody who broke into the home. Just that figure. They come to the conclusion it must have been some sort of ghost or demonly figure. Not too long after this incident, the family actually ended up moving out of the house, and after they moved out, they never experienced anything like that ever again. And that is the end of story number 2. I'm going to give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
That feels like a very weak ghost story if that's the biggest event that happened.
Yeah.
Fake. So I'm listening, right? I'm listening up. And then I hear him sitting downstairs on the couch. iPad or iPhone dies. What does that sound like? Toph. Then you hear, oh, I gotta go upstairs and get the charger. Stomach. Oh, don't go up there, man. Could anyone go get the charger for me? This is just some lazy kid. That's literally why I broke out like that when you was telling me. That's all I could think of.
You were picturing Toph?
Toph, or just like this kid just made it up, just lazy kid. And the last thing I would say about it was at the very end, it's like, dude, so they had a couple broken bones. So what? They had some surgeries. And then they moved, and now they've never had a broken bone ever again? No way! Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they moved not too long after that, too. Like, who buys a house and then a couple months later is like, you know what? Let's move. Like, that's a huge investment, especially if he's 7 and he's in his 20s now, right?
They were very grammatically correct, so.
Okay, so that has to be like, let's say if they're 20, 13 years ago. Would you say a second grader like 13 years ago would have like an iPad or an iPhone?
Yes.
Really?
Because I had an iPad in 3rd grade or whatever.
Was that 13 years ago?
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
That's when I was 6. But I didn't have an iPad when I was 6.
I mean, this person could be like 17, 18, you know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, they're probably a little younger than
When
me.
you said this is grammatically correct, I thought the test was gonna say, it's like 54.
Any further discussion here?
No.
We got it all out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still
Well-
like the first story better than the second one, though. Yeah, I'm gonna at least rate them.
Well, you want to hear a really good story? Because you're going to make one for your own. We're playing Mad Libs for this mini game.
gosh.
Oh.
We are taking someone's story that was sent in to me, and I removed certain details, and you guys are going to now rewrite this person's story. So this story was sent in by someone with the username Harold777. Thank you, Harold, for sending this in. We are going to take your story and make it something completely different now.
We love
But
Harold.
You laid the foundation. I did not change this story.
This is your story, Harold. I don't know why you sent it in.
Harold.
You guys ready to play some Mad Libs?
Yep.
Kinda.
Yes.
All right, give me an adjective.
Harold.
Wait, can we use Harold?
Does it
Please,
fit?
even if it doesn't.
Can you make it fit?
Can you make it make sense?
You know what? It works. All right. Give me a past tense verb.
Executed?
Oh.
Is that too much?
I like it.
Because that can be like executed a command.
Yeah, exactly. Or like someone dying.
We're gonna. In this case, it's someone dying.
No, in this case, it actually has to be a command
Aw, that's fun.
because the sentence won't make sense the other way.
Rats.
I mean, I guess you can interpret the sentence however you please, though.
Cool.
I will.
Okay, give me an adjective.
Harold.
That is not an adjective.
Oh my god.
Well, that is funny, Seth.
Heralding. Harold-like. Harold-like.
We need a descriptive word.
Purple.
Purple?
Does that work?
Or bumpy. Bumpy.
Bumpy.
Can we put bumply purple?
Pimply, bumpy, purple.
Purpley bumple.
It's really weird for the story, but I'll put it if that's what you
I
want.
think that we're in control here, and
Yeah.
we're gonna make it whatever we
Harold
want.
gave up his rights.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna need you to.
We're making a movie off this.
You're not gonna.
Harold's in it. Harold is in it.
I'm gonna need you to repeat what I'm writing.
What was it? Bumpily, purpley.
Bumply purpley, yeah.
Yeah, bumpily, purpley.
I guess that works.
Yeah.
It does not, but I have no choice according to you guys. Can I have a proper noun? A name?
Harold.
Wait. Harold's grandma. So we can still
Okay, wait,
use
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
on his mom's side.
On his mom's side.
Yeah, make sure you put that as well.
On the mom's side.
You don't want to get confused.
You do not want the dad's side of the family.
Right, correct. Okay.
She's not as much fun.
Exactly.
Well, he doesn't talk to his dad's side that much.
Ooh.
Can you give me a noun?
Harold.
Glue.
Okay. All right. I like that.
This is about to be.
Thank you, Austin, for giving me a real word.
I was the whole time thinking what a noun was, as I do every time we do this segment.
He said.
I finally thought what it was.
Okay. I need an emotion.
Heraldish.
Harold-esque.
Harold-esque. Harold-like.
Seth is single-handedly ruining this story.
I think I'm enhancing it. I'm making it much more in line with
It's like salt.
yeah.
Harold is like salt. You could add it to anything.
What's
An emotion?
yeah.
Lust.
Is that an emotion?
That is an emotion.
Wouldn't it be lustful or no?
It is
That's
lustful.
fine. You got me.
Really spicing up the story now.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a pepper.
Give me a noun.
Harold.
So.
But,
It actually works.
okay.
Well, we already used
no,
Harold.
delete it then.
We already used Harold like 10
we
times.
used yeah.
Let's use something else.
No,
Yeah.
and it works too. We don't want that.
Can we use like a word in another language? Can we use like mochila, like backpack?
Ooh.
It's like the Dora fans.
I will use backpack in English. Past tense verb.
Jotted. That's the best I'm gonna do now. Everybody has it up to y'all.
Give me a noun.
Everyone doesn't want me to say Harold, but I feel like I need to.
Seth, this is the one time I'll let you.
No, okay.
Why?
Then no.
Is it funny?
No.
It is kind of funny. Give me a noun. If you say Harold.
Neighborhood.
That one is so unintentionally, generically funny, and you'll see why.
I can't wait.
Can I have a place?
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. That was my first instinct.
I need another noun.
Oh.
Culta 35 YouTube channel.
Oh my god.
Okay, I might have to reword some of this slightly to make it work because I'm not changing that. All right, give me a noun.
Wigs.
So random. Say that.
And now give me a verb ending in ed.
Cutted.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I love the improper grammar of it. Now keep in mind,
Cutted it.
Keep in mind, this is Harold's story exactly how he sent it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So guys, what if I just cut out all of the stuff about you guys filling in blanks and I pretend that this is,
The third story.
Yeah. This is story number 3 written by Harold777. And it goes a little something like this. It was a Harold summer day when one of Harold's friends executed over to his house. The friend did something bumply, purpley, and evil to Harold.
Oh.
It's getting good.
And he also did something evil to Harold's grandma on his mom's side.
Good.
Harold's glue got super lustful and decided to make a backpack plan to get revenge.
Well, no, that should be in Spanish.
No, in English.
A backpack in English plan to get revenge. So what he did, he jotted at the friend. The friend was screaming while being jotted at and died.
Oh, God, it reads like Death Note.
It is definitely, yeah.
Then Harold hid the body in the neighborhood so he wouldn't get caught and be forced to go to Chuck E. Cheese by the police.
What? He must not like Chuck E. Cheese.
Eventually, a Culter 35 YouTube channel found the body after reading a report on wigs.
Sounds like us.
Yeah.
Harold got gutted and sentenced to life in... Oh my God, we never filled in the last sentence.
Okay, what is the last thing?
Oh my god.
I need a place.
Harold's.
I need a place.
Harold's place.
Purgatory.
Yeah. Same.
Saturn.
I like Saturn better, actually.
Okay, Saturn.
Saturn.
Yeah.
And I need an adjective.
What? You missed 2?
Harold-esque.
Okay, wait. It's not bad.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna take this back for a sentence. So, eventually, a Culture 35 YouTube channel found the body after reading a report on wigs.
Oh my.
Harold got caught. Harold got cutted and sentenced to life in Saturn and is still Harold-esque to this day.
Oh no. He never changed his ways.
Shane did not change Harold.
No.
Harold cannot be changed. Guys, I think let's give a round of applause to Harold777.
I rate this story a 7. 7.
Harold, thank you for sending in your story for us to completely destroy.
Butcher.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I thought it was a great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
We are going to hear our fans' third story in just 1 second, but before we do that, we have to go to a quick little break.
Again?
Yes, Seth.
Oh my God.
We do. We have to go to a quick little break. We will be right back. So, is your ex still using your Netflix account? Maybe they are and you don't realize it. That's what one woman found out when she downloaded today's sponsor, Truebill. Truebill is a new app that helps you find subscriptions that you don't need, want, or that you may have just forgotten about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. That adds up. That is a lot of money. Since companies make it extremely difficult to cancel subscriptions, Truebill decided to make it super simple. You just link your accounts to Truebill and then you can cancel all of your subscriptions with one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions, so you don't have to. I love Truebill and you should too. Trust me, there were things that I was paying for that I didn't even realize I was paying for, and I'm sure the same thing's happening with you. Across all of the 2 million people that use Truebill, it has saved a total of over $100 million. One customer named Becca L says, hands down the best financial app I discovered. In my first week, I opened up 187 in unused reoccurring subscriptions. I'm obsessed. I never want to manage finances without Truebill again. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/Culter. Go right now, Truebill.com/Culter. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/Culter. Thank you again to Truebill for sponsoring today's episode. And we are back. All right, guys, are you ready to hear story number 3?
I just gotta fix my hair real quick.
Depends. Is it the lie?
That's because
We don't want to hear the lie.
No, we are a
This is the
truthful show.
internet. And you don't lie on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't lie on the internet. That's very correct. Story number 3. So there was a boy. He was with his older brother. It's a weeknight. It's about 10:30 at night, and they are going to the movies. They go to the movies, small little local theater. There's only about 3 rooms. They sit down in a theater, and they happen to be the only 2 people in this theater. Now, about 30 minutes into the movie, the 2 of them look at each other, and they start to feel weird. Like, you know how you can sense when someone is watching you? They get that feeling. And they're like, do you feel like someone is in here watching us? And they look around the theater, and they don't see anyone other than each other. So they kind of ignore it.
That's pretty cute.
They,
It's just each other the whole time.
they go back to watching the movie. Some time later into the movie, our main character feels the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. And he feels that same feeling again, like someone is watching them. So the brother, once again, looks around, sees nothing, and he swears that he hears a whisper that says, "Are you enjoying the show?" So brother number 1 turns to brother number 2, stands up and says, "We have to get out of here." They leave the
It's the
theater.
middle of the movie.
That's so rude. They just wanted to know if they were enjoying it or not.
Yeah.
It was actually just an employee.
Pay
Yeah.
$20 to see a movie and you don't even finish it?
Well, if you heard a voice in your ear and there was no one else in the room, I think you might feel differently.
Well, if you're watching a movie, there's sound coming from everywhere.
Surround sound.
Yeah.
Imagine that was part of the movie.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, right?
They're like, how are you enjoying the movie? But the movie screen, they're watching a movie and they just really got played. Sorry, go on.
It's like them asking for a 5-star review in the middle of the movie. Like, really helps us out. Just go on Rotten Tomatoes. Get us-
It's like a 10-second pause. You can go on your phone real quick.
2 seconds. Yeah.
Way to interrupt the movie experience. But I wouldn't be surprised if theaters started doing that at some point.
Like legit, yeah.
Yeah, because that's like where the internet and everything is headed. Anyway, back to the story. So they're on their way out. Our main character here is kind of freaked out, but he's like, I'm just going to run to the bathroom quick on my way out. He runs into the bathroom. He's in the stall, and he hears the door to the bathroom open. And then he starts hearing some scratching on his stall door. Now he thinks that this is his brother messing with him, and he says, "Please stop. I'm already scared. Like, stop screwing with me." But the scratching keeps going. And then he hears another voice once again say, "Let me in." So the brother gets on the gross, disgusting bathroom floor, and he
licks it.
goes underneath all of them and sneaks his way out to the end and leaves the bathroom. And he says to his brother, "I heard something scratching on my stall. I heard someone say, 'Let me in.'" And the brother says, "I was standing outside of the door and I never saw anybody walk in to the bathroom."
So it was him?
It's a prank?
That must be
no,
the
no,
most.
no. He was standing.
No, we got it.
Okay.
That's the most disturbing thing I've ever heard on this show. Is that kid crawling on the floor underneath
Is
every
this
single
the
stall?
Other
Yeah.
side of Olin
Oh,
Rogers' Ghost in the Hall story? This is the victim story?
This is the victim story.
I hope anyone understands
how
what
it
I'm
ended?
referencing.
They leave and they never return back to that local theater. That is the end of story number 3. I'm going to give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
I think it was the brother all along. This kid's lying.
Also, like, if I heard that in the theater, I wouldn't use the theater's bathroom. I would go
Yeah.
home, wait to pee, you know?
Yeah.
Also, the beginning of the story is a little all over the map, in my opinion. Weekday night, younger brother, movie theater, 10:30 p.m. at night. The show just started. How does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's
wait a
Toph,
minute.
it makes sense.
You went to a movie theater starting at
And-
10:30 p.m.?
Anthony would take me, yeah, probably.
When I say younger, they're only like a few years apart.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm even thinking, like, what about a school night? What
Yeah, that's
about,
what I'm
you know,
saying.
like, it has to be summer. Would a ghost really come out in the summer?
I don't have I don't have a time of the year. I'm sorry. That was not provided for me. All right. So, these are your 3 fan submitted stories. Story number 1, a couple of girls see an old rusted door in their school. They're curious to know what's inside. They bring a flashlight to recess. They shine the light into the door. They see a doll on the floor and they see a dark figure walk over to the doll they run away.
All right, story number 1, school closes down due to asbestos outbreak and students are having hallucinations.
Okay.
Probably more accurate.
Yeah.
Story number 2, kid and his family moves into a new house. Ever since they moved in there, they've been having some bad luck. They've been breaking things, needing surgeries, they've been getting sick a lot, so on and so forth. One day, kid has a really bad feeling that he should not go upstairs, goes upstairs anyway, sees this tall, dark figure, everything around him goes dark, he feels cold, and they go back upstairs, there's no one to be found up there. They move out of the house, and nothing like that ever happens again. Go on, Seth.
Story number 2, the family just needs to pick a place to live.
Yeah.
Fake.
And story number 3, kid and his brother go to the movies, they feel like someone's watching them, they hear a whisper saying, "Are you enjoying the show?" while they're in there. They leave that room while the brother's hitting up the bathroom. On their way out, something's scratching on a stall, asks to be let in, but there's nothing there. Those are your 3 stories.
Wait.
Sorry.
Story number 3, local movie theater gives 5-star customer service and scares away customers.
That sounds like Seth's kind of theater.
Yeah.
All right, those are your 3 stories. I'm going to give you guys some time to discuss and make your final
2.
decisions. Go.
Yeah, so personally, I think I would choose 2.
I'm sorry. We can't forget our story number 4 about Harold's evil friend who does something to Harold's grandmother on his mom's side, and then Harold gets revenge and then goes to jail for it.
I think we can call that one real. Like that, we don't even have to worry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was sent in.
Now, when I hear story number 1, it just sounds like some kids were just like recounting a moment that sounded a little scary. I honestly think Seth's explanation of it was like pretty spot on. It could have been it. That's the only reason we would explain it closing down so quickly. You know what I
That
mean?
actually is a really good point.
Story number 2, however, it just was, I thought was just straight up fake. It sounded like just another kid who was lazy and didn't want to move. That's what it sounded like to me.
and now he's coming up with greater excuses. Like, I can't go upstairs now. The ghost is up there. I'm too scared.
And this kid's laziness and scaredness and excuses cost his family what? $500K for the first house and then $500K for the
Do you
second
think
house?
maybe that's why he moved too? Because like he's maybe the bathroom's only up there. So he's like, I can't go to the bathroom. You need to bring the bucket down, this and that. And then his parents are like, you know what? We're just moving.
The bucket.
The bucket,
He
yeah.
didn't like the outhouse. But yeah, and then the third story. The beginning to me sounded a little questionable because it was too late at night during a weekday, but as you said, it could have been during a vacation, which makes more sense. The second one just seems so unbelievable to me that's
To be fair, we also don't have ages for the third one.
Oh, we don't?
But you just said like brother and younger brother, so I just assumed they were at least children. I know that's probably not obviously
Really?
accurate, but
It
If
sounds
it was
like
just
children.
them two, one of them has to drive, right?
yeah.
Well, you could be in walking distance.
And Anthony's
especially
driven
in, like-
movies when he was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's all I got. I would personally go with story 2. It
Yep.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I got
I'm good with
a
that.
weird feeling about story 2.
Seth, would you say the weird feeling that the second story gave you was that your body went cold and that everything around you went dark? And
I would say it made me feel very Harold-esque.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
fair. If you think you've made your decisions, you can lock it in.
Big old story number 2 was just jotted down. I'm locking it in.
Guys, you're locking in story number 2?
Yep.
It's not story number 2. Seth threw his wig at me for audio listeners.
Oh my god, it was a wig?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I knew it. I knew your hair was fake.
I didn't want to. Whoa. Toph.
Did you put this on me?
No.
This was not.
Oh, that's my real hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
This
we
is-
knew that.
this-
We've been
this
that.
one's real.
Austin's like bright blue electric
This one
hair.
isn't even real either.
Well, it is canon in Culture 35 lore that your hair is a wig.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the, can we get a second chance?
You can get a second guess.
Story number 3?
Oh, I feel like story number 1 now.
I story number 1. Story 1.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. We lost.
Yeah, what is that?
Just listen to my forehead.
Wait, what are you locking in as your second guess?
4. Harold.
The
Harold story.
Harold-esque? You guys are locking in Harold-esque?
Harold-esque.
Harold S.
It kills me to do that, but yeah.
Guys, the fake story was story number 3.
Oh, okay.
It was the movie theater one.
Oh.
I mean, I could live with myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
According to the people who sent them in, and I'm going to give everyone credit now, the first story about the girls in the school was submitted by Abbie Meyer.
It was a really good story. 10 out of 10.
Very
Yeah.
good job, Abbie.
School.
Thank you for sending it in. Story number 2 was submitted by someone who did not use their real name. They go by Lightweight Games. Lightweight Games, thank you for submitting your story.
I like your name. I'm light.
And our third story was submitted by Will Heiner.
Wow. Wow, wait.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Woo!
He crawled on the floor?
Well, that one was fake. That's the fake story.
Okay.
We should have known. We should have known.
You should have known.
That one was like extreme.
In other words, though, the True Myths One Lie viewers and listeners, they won. I didn't win this episode. This wasn't a win for me. This was a win for them.
Good for you.
Will won.
Will won. Yeah, Will
beat us.
Will Heiner is the winner of this episode.
Good job, Will.
There is no winners.
Thank you guys so much for submitting all of your stories. We are going to be using more of them very soon in the future. We really, really enjoy reading all of them. Please, if you want to submit your own stories, please do at truemythsonely@gmail.com or to my Instagram at Culture35, whichever you prefer. And you just might hear your story in a future episode. For those of you who are listening wherever you get your podcasts, make sure to give us a rate and review. It really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for free. If you're watching the video version, make sure to give us a like, leave a comment letting us know what you thought, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss when we post new episodes. You can follow us on our social medias. You can send in your fake stories or your real stories. And that is about it, guys.
Okay, can I press the buttons now?
No, you cannot press the buttons now. Guys, thank you so much for playing.
Comment down below, should I dye my mustache blue?
We'll see you guys on Friday with a brand new comedy skit, and again next week with a brand new episode of the podcast.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna hit the buttons.